Gardner Minshew attended 4 different colleges just to have a shot at the pros. He now has that shot with the Jacksonville Jaguars. You may know his record-breaking arm and what it accomplished at Washington State, but meet the man behind the mustache. So Gardner, in one of your initial conference calls with the Jacksonville media, you were asked about being disappointed being drafted in the 5th as opposed to the 2nd round, and you didn't answer as 23-year-old Gardner Minshew. You went back to 5-year-old Gardner Minshew. How does he feel about being drafted?
Yes, I mean, it's such a blessing wherever you get drafted. Just getting a chance to play in the NFL is something that's so special to me. If you'd have told me when I was little that I'd have that chance, I'd have been ecstatic, and I was ecstatic to hear my name get called at all.
And, talking about that, you being ecstatic, and you just seem to really enjoy the game, and you carry this joy with you wherever you go within that game. But at one point, you lost that joy, bouncing around from different schools and the pressure. How did you get it back?
Yeah, so, I mean, you go through your trials and tribulations, your ups and downs, but I think you learn so much from those adversities that you face, and it makes those successes that much sweeter. And I think going to 4 schools in 4 years taught me so much and really made me what I am today, and I wouldn't trade it for anything now.
So go ahead and tell me about, going to those 4 different schools. You've been the new guy quite a few times. How is being the new guy here any different?
Oh, no, it's the same. You're coming in with a group of like-minded guys that are all, kind of on the same mission as you are. So it makes it really easy. There's so much you can relate to, but like I said, through those experiences, you learn how to do it, and you learn how to do it better.
And coming here to Jacksonville, you're going to be under Nick Foles, and I don't think as a backup quarterback there's really any better role model for you to have. How do you feel as looking at him as a player, as a person? What are you hoping to gain from being under him?
Well, you said it right there. As a person, I mean, he's one of the great guys in football right now. So to be able to learn from him in that aspect is going to be huge. But as a player, he has so much experience through those ups and downs and being at the highest of the highs. So much experience to come back on, and I just look forward to picking his brain as much as I can.
And I wanted to ask you, your whole family is athletes, dad, mom, 2 sisters. In my mind, I would think of that's kind of a lot of pressure when it comes to athletics, but how do you view your family?
Oh, it's awesome because everybody supports each other, because everybody knows what each other's going through. You've been through so many of the similar things. It's so relatable. And I'd just like to add that my youngest sister is definitely the best athlete of the family. Just won Mississippi State High School Athlete of the Year. So we're really proud of her, and it's just fun supporting each other.
Well, that's great. Thank you, Gardner. Although he broke records in college, Andrew Wingard still felt he had a lot to prove at the NFL Combine. The undrafted free agent now has a shot with the Jacksonville Jaguars in a city far away from the snow he loves. Meet the downhill skier turned hopeful NFL safety. So, you've been known to be the guy in the locker room who's yelling, who's pumping people up. I'm nervous right now. This is a big interview. Pump me up. Show me how you do that, how you motivate people.
This probably wouldn't be the right setting, too, because usually I'm, banging my head on lockers and, headbutting people. So, if you want me to headbutt you right now, I can, but I'm not sure that would be appropriate. So, but that's kind of how I do it. I mean, look at me. I can pump anyone up, doing crazy stuff like that. So that's kind of how I try to get people pumped up before games.
And in that mentality, that crazy mentality, you said that you were the most competitive player in this draft. Did you mean that just in football? Did you mean that in life? Where does that competitiveness come from?
It's kind of just how I was brought up. When I was a little kid, playing soccer games and 6 years old, other little kids after the game would be going to get the fruit snacks and stuff like that, and I'd be asking my dad if we won the game or not, and if he told me we lost, I would start crying and stuff. So I've always been super ultra competitive, and I think that's what has elevated me to to be able to play in the NFL. It's I always rise to the occasion, and I always want to compete against the best, and that's what I try to do every day.
So, speaking of rising to the NFL and that being a dream of yours, you said that in high school you were on the freshman team, your freshman year of high school, and you spoke it into existence every single night that you were going to make varsity. Mm-hmm. You said you did the same thing with college to get an offer.
Yep.
Did you do that with the NFL?
Well, I tried to speak getting drafted into existence, but that didn't work out. But I'm here now, and all I needed was a chance, and I'm speaking into existence. I'm going to do everything I possibly can to make a career out of this and not just be, 1 or 2 years and done. So every night I'm visualizing. I wake up every morning and I know I have a goal and I set high standards, and I'm trying to achieve that dream of playing 8 years in the NFL and doing it for my family and stuff like that. So that's what I try to do every day, is just try to speak that into existence by setting high standards.
And why did you start doing that? Did a certain element in your life, a certain person in your life bring that upon you, that you speak these things into existence to make them possible?
Definitely my mom. She raised me, to trust in God, and everything's going to happen for a reason. So, following your faith and stuff like that, and can lead you to places you never thought possible. So that's what I try to do every day, is talk to God, and hopefully He'll guide me. So.
Well, thank you, Andrew. This was great.
Thank you very much.